You're listening to Audio Suplex Live. After Dark.
All right, well, this is our first DIY lights out, low level.
Are we recording now? Because, I mean, we could just open with that.
Yeah, we're recording.
Oh, we're recording? All right, well, welcome to Audio Suplex Live episode
After dark.
After Dark. This is going to be one
During the dark.
This is going to be one for the archives, huh? This is going to be one for the...
No matter what happens.
It's going to be in the...
Yeah. Well said.
Corey, do you want to explain to anybody watching this in the internet world what is going on now?
Yeah, sure. We have a special guest today talking about his new movie that is premiering here in Toledo this Friday. Wes Allen, one of the stars of the upcoming PowerBomb film. So we'll go in depth with that. We'll talk about the event this Friday, how you can attend, and then we'll also talk about wrestling too.
All
That's
right.
what we're here for.
That's exactly what we're here for.
Yes.
Nice.
How you doing, Travis?
Well, do you want to address the elephant in the room and why we're in complete and utter darkness?
Well,
We're not.
because...
We have these.
Oh, yeah.
We have these candles.
Yeah, we got solar lights that are the covers blocks to simulate darkness. We have candles to also simulate the other kind of darkness.
I got coffee.
That is not the darkest.
Yeah, no, I put a lot of cream in this. I needed it.
No, the elephant in the room is because Mother Nature is heartless, man. She's
It
cold.
is. It is.
Windy.
It's windy. The trees outside are going bananas.
Mother Nature took a heel turn today and decided to...
The internet did work for about 5 minutes while I was here.
took a
and
steel
then-
chair to the power over here at the studio, and now we're in the dark.
But somehow still broadcasting, so we
Yeah.
figured it out.
Technology, man.
Technology's come a long way.
Unbelievable.
The
So,
cavemen had no option to do something like this.
So this was as far as I got.
so Corey, you
Yes.
said we're going to talk about some wrestling. What kind of wrestling do you want to talk about this week?
Oh, I don't know.
Because usually we're doing the
in the middle of-
pay-per-views, we're
Yeah,
in the middle of all of that,
pay-per-view
but it's still
cycle.
WrestleMania season. You know, we haven't talked about what happened post-Elimination Chamber and what could, come up into
Leading into
WrestleMania.
WrestleMania. We're kind of in that lull between the Rumble and Mania where everything's kind of getting tied together for what the WrestleMania plans are going to be, and
They ham-fist another
Yeah,
pay-per-view in there.
yeah. We got
Oh, that's right.
Wrestling
That's right.
Element.
And that's not to mention the unannounced roadblock, which I'm sure will probably pop up somewhere.
I hope not.
Got
That
to
was
get
It'll
the
be
excuse.
a network exclusive.
Well, it'll be
It's not a pay-per-view.
Yeah. We got to get the excuse to get the undisputed.
It's a house
Era.
show that we're
Yeah.
going to call
Yeah,
Roadblock.
Yeah.
End of the line.
Which should just be Starrcade to further just drive that brand into the ground. Yeah, we'll just put it on right
Yeah.
before Mania. God damn it.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not excited about Fastlane or WrestleMania.
Yeah,
so
what-
Becky Lynch is about all I'm concerned
Yeah.
about.
I'm pretty excited about Mania.
I just don't have any. Like the only thing I care about is that women's match. I'm indifferent to whatever else
There-
happens.
I don't really
and
care about
There's
it.
nothing
I-
else there to
I was thinking about this.
draw me in.
I was thinking about.
because it's.
Well, yeah, because it's WrestleMania. You have to. There's so much to look forward to, though. You know Seth Rollins and Brock Lesnar are going to have a great match. And you know it's going to be one of the coolest Seth Rollins entrances of all time. He always pulls out all the stops for Mania. And half the reason we watch wrestling is for the entrances.
Yeah, especially Mania.
Yeah.
It's the equivalent of commercials.
So-
in the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Entrances.
Not to mention, Finn should still have the Intercontinental title at that point, and whatever match he gets in and whatever program he gets involved in for the IC title at Mania will be
Hoping-
phenomenal.
Kevin Owens.
That'd be
Ooh,
fantastic.
that would be
I would love to
nice.
see a Finn Balor Kevin
Yeah.
Owens program, or maybe even Sami Zayn coming back as well.
Yeah, one of those guys. Not
Triple
Bobby
threat.
Lashley.
Yeah, anything but Bobby
Do
Lashley
you
is
think
kind of
that
cool.
they're going to do that ladder match again, though?
But
IC ladder match?
they haven't
They
done
doing
that.
that.
They haven't done it in a couple of years though. They haven't.
The
The last
year?
time
What
They
was
didn't do it last year.
I don't even think the IC title was on Mania last year,
No.
was it?
Wait, didn't Ryder win it last year?
No,
Yeah,
that was a
two
couple
or
years
2 or 3
ago.
years
Was
ago
that-
now.
oh,
Yeah, that was
God,
Mania
lives.
32.
There's so many shows. It's just
Yeah.
all.
No, Ryder won it at 33, I think it was. 32 was Bryan winning it in the opening ladder match.
Brian won it after Zack Ryder the next year. Is that right? Then it might have been like 10
I
years
can't
ago
remember.
at this point.
Yeah, so the IC title and WrestleMania have a weird relationship.
Yeah.
I'd like to see Finn in a really good match at Mania for it. You also got this, I'm calling them the NXT 4 right now that they've got on TV. Gargano, Ciampa, Black, and Ricochet, kind of just tearing it up with the main roster, which is super cool in my opinion.
I could see Ricochet maybe against Finn at WrestleMania.
That'd be
a good
That'd be
match.
really cool for the IC title.
And I'd like to see Kevin Owens against Daniel Bryan on SmackDown.
Boy, I'm all for that.
Because he's like the glutton, go eat nachos at the bowling alley. And Finn's more, or not Finn, Dan Bryan's obviously the
You really think that these vignettes that they're showing of Finn or of Kevin are like building him up to be like the baby face everyman?
Well, they set him out as a baby face, right?
Yeah.
Because they had Jinder do the whole thing to the knee, and so to bring him back as lead him back in as a baby face. But Kevin Owens, he can do that guy can do anything.
Yeah,
You hand him anything, he's gonna make it work.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. What else are we excited for me? Well, that's kind of what I wanted to talk about on the show. It's kind of like a wrestling thing. Is what kind of things are you excited for in wrestling right now? Like, what kind of things are getting you guys excited?
Man, it's just, for me anyway, it's just Mania. All my speculation post Mania, because it's the reset. We got a whole year to think
Season's
of.
over.
Yeah. Mania's the season finale.
Yeah, I can't get. We already know what to be excited for here now, so I can't imagine even thinking, because there's too much that could happen.
Yeah.
You know, my dude Velveteen finally, getting some gold on NXT. That means now, I was like, that means we don't get to see him on main roster post Mania. At least what I would guess immediately anyway, unless he drops it in a heartbeat.
Right.
Yeah. Sure.
Because I felt like they hot potatoed the North American Championship.
I feel like
A little
it's
bit,
gonna stay. It's gonna
But
stay.
all the
on
guys that
for
have
a
held
while.
it are all quality performers.
Yeah. It went from Adam Cole to Ricochet to Gargano to Velveteen.
Right, but
This is-
Gargano fought so
good.
long to get something on his own just to hold on to it for
He's
3
got
months.
bigger things. Bigger things ahead, man. He's taking that NXT title.
Well, they filmed 2 different endings
Yes.
for that.
Oh.
And once those guys did the call up, that's how the episode of NXT we saw this week played out the way it did.
Exactly.
Because I was
they
wondering
did
how they
two
did
versions.
that, because I was like, it's taped, so
they
we
had
already
Velveteen win.
people on the internet would know, and then you just did live, and he still has gold.
What happened was they filmed the Velveteen spot. He celebrated. Gargano left, and then he came back with Ciampa. They restarted the match back up, and then he pinned him and won the
took
match.
the belt.
Yeah, essentially.
It was a whole thing. So they had an out. But I don't know that. First of all, is there a language thing on this show?
No.
That fucking crowd on Raw.
Worse.
So you guys remember a while back when they had a pay-per-view in Memphis and they were just dog shit, just a terrible fucking crowd, right? This was worse.
Yeah.
No,
You were being handed one of the best cores of NXT since its inception.
Yeah.
One of the best ones.
Like,
And
this
they were
is
just
a good NXT.
just sitting on their fucking hands. Oh, God.
I said before we started the show, this crowd couldn't be any worse if it was a mime convention in Corpus Christi,
Oh,
Texas.
so
Like,
bad.
it was just, I had to get that onto the show.
Yeah,
I had to, but
We've been working on it all week.
Yeah, I know. It's Corpus Christi.
You're like, what would be the worst crowd ever?
It's a mime convention in Corpus Christi, Texas.
Unless you're a mime, and then that could be a great
weekend.
great
You're
weekend.
right there on the Gulf Coast.
Yeah,
you're having a good
the
time.
weather is
You're having a good
good,
time.
you know.
Weather's
Yeah,
good.
you can act like he's surfing.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, look at him. He's
There's a
holding
lot of
up.
options for the mimes, but for the rest of us, it's terrible.
No. For wrestling fans, terrible. Yeah,
I think that Mania, I feel like traditionally, if I'm not excited, the show goes well.
Yeah.
So you guys remember,
that's
what was it, San Francisco is when Rollins came out and cashed in?
Mm-hmm.
Didn't care about that show. I was like, this is not going to be good. And then Seth Rollins came
so
out.
good.
That was awesome.
That
right?
show, that Mania is underrated. You had Rusev on a tank.
Now it is. We all went into it going,
Yeah, but Rusev on a tank.
yeah.
You had NWO coming out in the Sting
Do you guys
Triple H
remember
match.
Rusev?
Yeah.
Remember that guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, he had a career for a minute. I think that ultimately it'll end up being good.
Yeah.
What they do between now and April, I mean,
So-
we got a lot of work to do.
Yeah, there's a lot of work and there's a lot of build-up, and that's what sucks right now, is like, it feels like they got like all these good hot elements too early.
Yeah.
Like, There's like, here it is, like we're all like, yeah, no, and then you look down at your watch, your calendar on your phone, whatever.
Oh, wow.
And you're like, oh yeah, we're still like 8 weeks out.
They have like 6 weeks to still build up Becky, Charlotte, Rousey, whatever that ends up being.
Yeah,
I mean, oh my god,
it's gonna be the 3-way, and that's good. Like it's fine. It was a foregone conclusion.
Yeah.
As much as we all love Becky Lynch,
it
was gonna happen.
The Roman Reigns of the women's division,
because they weren't expecting this. Like they weren't expecting the Becky thing to happen.
It was going to be Charlotte.
That was
and
clear.
then Becky just blew up.
This is almost like the Daniel Bryan situation.
Very
it's
similar.
exactly like
Yeah.
Daniel Bryan.
you think we're gonna have like that yes movement that take over all these redhead wigs and stuff? Start flooding them.
It's similar, like, well, if you guys look in the crowd, it's nothing like the Austin thing.
Right.
Look now, when you're watching Raw and SmackDown, the man shirts, there's more and more of them popping up in that
all
crowd.
over the place.
So
all over the place.
It was organic, and they'd be dumb to not.
They're going to capitalize on it.
But then, like, what better feeling than Becky not only she conquers Ronda and Charlotte? Because then you got to build in. You got to build in.
In the final match of the card.
Yes.
It has to headline the card.
Yeah. And Becky's got to make Ronda tap.
And
it's got to close. It's got to close the show.
Yeah. That's Becky making Ronda tap.
Rollins and Brock closing the show is going to be super deflating.
Yes. Yeah. Like we'll get like you said, the cool entrance, because now it's the Beast Slayer. So like, there's a lot of possibilities of cool entrance with that.
Oh yeah.
Right?
I still got to get that Kingslayer one.
Yeah.
So you got that going for you.
Game of Thrones is about to premiere another season.
Right.
Here soon. Like,
He comes out. Yeah, he's going to do some Night King shit.
He's going to be on a dragon.
Right. Like, and Brock,
Brock's Brock.
However people feel about him, the guy,
he's a draw.
When that music hits, you're ready. You're like, okay, let's go. This is gonna be.
And that's why when people complain
short
about
and violent,
when people complain about how Brock Lesnar is booked and he's never on TV, it's part of the story.
Yeah,
it's part of the narrative.
Do you want him every week?
No.
Yeah.
I don't want Brock Lesnar on TV every week. I want to see somebody inevitably conquer that, and then you can move on from it. Yeah. It's a cool, engaging story. As far as
but then
I'm
we
concerned.
do get that, and then they find a way to like throw him back into it.
Okay,
anyway.
well, it's not anybody's fault that Roman Reigns had to go off TV.
Yeah.
No, but
so this was not a bad second option.
Right. I think when you still had like white hot Braun Strowman though, that was a way that you could
fizzling.
still.
What did they do? But they did
Wow.
that. They fucked that up.
Yeah.
That poor guy.
But
I thought he was the next champ.
Right.
Sure.
He could have been Brock without needing Brock.
Yeah.
There's still time for Strowman though. Like there's still
Plenty.
And
But
they have
But how
a
many
lot
chances
of,
are you going to get?
why did they do that? Braun. Now all we get is Braun, Drew, Corbin. Like, I don't have an issue with that.
this hostile.
Well, even Drew McIntyre's kind of fizzling too, because he's not doing anything of relevance
that guy
at
I
all.
look at is that's a potential fantastic heel champion.
For
that-
sure.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Oh no, absolutely.
He'll do anything.
He'll rule the
Wasted.
fucking card with an iron fist.
Yeah, and
I like that.
Think about him, like, because I hear, like, best case scenario. So Rollins wins, a few pay-per-views down the road, Drew takes the belt off of him,
Yeah.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So then you've got this big, mean bastard who's your heel champion. Then you can start leaning Braun back towards that, and
Absolutely.
But you
SummerSlam?
could have kind of already been going on that road. I thought that's where they were going. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's weird.
I think a lot of plans have changed the last couple months, especially
Well,
with
they-
AEW
they-
as well as kind of
Yep.
changed the
Yep.
way the dynamic is going to work with wrestling too.
Plus, the
so-
Roman thing is a huge factor.
Mhm.
No one could anticipate something
Right,
like
right.
that.
Right. So and that's their top guy.
Yeah.
They have to kind of reposition themselves, reshuffle the cards a little bit, and I think they've done a pretty decent job of doing it thus far. Let's talk about the WWE title. Kofi Kingston.
But before you do that, though, what do you guys think of Roman? What do you think we're going to get on Monday?
On
I don't
Monday.
know. I mean,
Because I mean,
Probably say, I'm doing good. I'll be back someday.
Yeah. Maybe in
think
progress.
I think it's gonna help. I think it's gonna help kick off the Seth Rollins Brock.
and that's what
Maybe.
I think was going to be
Maybe.
kind of like how Dean came in and did this whole little
Yeah,
thing.
Yeah,
There's
Dean's
still like
doing some weird stuff.
there's like
Maybe-
these
Well, he's
little
in a thing with
specks of
Nia Jax right now, anyway. So
they did it at a house show. I don't know why they're not doing it on TV.
what happened at a house show?
that's
Dean
what-
Ambrose versus Nia Jax.
Oh, that they had a match.
Yeah, like an actual intergender match. They promoted it intergender match.
Yeah. On their social media.
Yeah, on their social media, on like Twitter and everything. Intergender match.
I mean, I would
Dean
love
Ambrose.
them to do it. I'd love them to run with it because they have one of the best intergender wrestlers. just sort of toiling in NXT right now.
Yeah,
that they could absolutely
absolutely.
plug her in and she can wrestle any guy on that roster. She's wrestled a bunch of guys on that roster.
Oh, yeah.
Candice LeRae has wrestled a bunch of dudes that work for
I would
company,
love to
so-
see them do some intergender tag matches with her and her and Gargano on the main card
Yeah,
at some
that's not a bad
point.
way to do
Yeah.
it.
Do like an
Roderick
intergender
Strong's
division.
doing like some crazy ass backbreaker
Well,
for
they-
Candace.
Yes.
Who was it on Twitter I saw the other
the
day?
backbreaker versus someone who could eat the back of that shit and get like sprung across the ring.
I want to say it was Lance Storm the other day tweeted that the next mixed match challenge should be couples.
Yeah.
Like actual.
Yeah.
You have so many couples.
Roddy Marina, Johnny Candice,
It's Rusev Lana. You
Keith
have,
Lee, and Mia Yim.
Yeah,
Like,
there's so many. Like
I mean, some of those aren't like public in
Zack
like,
Ryder
kayfabe.
and
you couldn't do Alistair and Zelina
Zelina
Vega,
Vega.
because
Which was
they-
awesome. On
Yeah,
Tuesday.
I was watching, I was like, oh, she's watching her husband.
She's
She grabbed, but like she grabbed his heel at one point. I thought that was cool.
that's
That
cool.
was
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I love Zelina. dude.
She's good.
She kills it. She absolutely murders it.
Corey brought up though that like AEW is a big factor.
For sure.
Incredibly
That's going to
huge
change
factor.
how they approach
Incredibly
creative.
huge
It
factor.
should. It's good. He's better with competition.
Yeah, no,
For sure.
everything is.
Yeah, and that's what happens. You get complacent.
And not to mention
you
that they
think-
have so many offerings within their own umbrella too.
Yeah.
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 And so all you got to do is just get creative with that. Know what you have, and that's where. And again, that complacency kills. I say that all the
Yes.
time.
And those three guys, losing those three guys this week was good. That's you got a bloated roster. There's too many people.
Yeah, so TJP.
Yeah,
Start
so who's
TJP,
the
Ty
third? And then
Dillinger,
there's
TJP
and
and,
finally like
So
Hideo
Ty
Itami.
did get his release.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
The next
I
day
know
or
he
whatever.
requested
Yeah,
it. I didn't see it.
and then they finally officially released Kenta.
Yeah.
So Hideo Itami. So
Man.
start trimming that.
I mean, when you think about it, they do that every year. They release guys
They do.
every
It's
year.
That's why I said
earlier.
spring curly.
And they
spring clean,
didn't
start
do it
early.
this past year. They kept a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
It's
We're
usually,
missing- We're
and-
missing the most egregious release that they've had this week. Arn Anderson got released as an agent, which is
and they,
devastating to me.
the rumors are that he and Vince had got into a fight and he sent him home. It's Dave Meltzer. You take that shit with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
But like, it's weird. I mean, he's been there. I thought he'd retire from there.
The lifer.
But, yeah.
I could see him going on and being an
Well,
agent
how old
with
is he? At
AEW or
this
something
point?
like
He's
that.
got to be.
He's
Gotta be close to 60.
I read something the other
60.
day on Reddit. Arn Anderson is only, I think, 10 years older than Shane McMahon.
I mean, Shane's older than you probably.
Isn't that
too.
insane?
Wow.
He's in his.
Arn
late
Anderson's been
40s,
like
right?
Arn Anderson's been in his 40s for the last 30
Yeah,
years.
he was born with that.
Yeah, he was
Like,
born
yeah.
32
No,
years old.
I agree. Yeah.
Arn Anderson's been the same age forever, and he's still throwing spine busters like you wouldn't believe.
I think the biggest factor now is, are we going to see, like, is AEW going to have an effect? Like, how much will it affect what they do, how they make decisions going forward? It's going to have some effect.
Some,
because
yeah.
now you've got this new thing. Wherever they land on TV will be
That-
factor one.
Yeah, that's a huge deciding factor on
Yes.
how the rest
What they
plays
do
out.
in terms of product and presentation will be very huge as well.
How they present the product.
Mhm.
If they do stay the course of, like, we're not just hiring old WWE guys.
Mhm.
We're gonna hire.
Well-
We're gonna find new people and build stars. Good model.
Mhm.
But where they land on TV is, I think that's the biggest factor.
I would very much like to see what they're them do it the same way TNA would is doing it, like through Pursuit and how they're on Twitch. I would like to see them on a streaming platform
I
because
think-
I still like. If it wasn't for that first Wrestle Circus that we caught on Twitch,
Yeah.
I wouldn't have followed and stayed up with Wrestle Circus
Sure.
and tried to watch their stuff on Twitch.
But the Khan family,
Has money.
they have
For
money,
sure.
Right,
and
but
they
do you
have
think
ties.
do you think that's also why we got USA and Fox? It's to help remove some of those
I don't
options.
know. I don't know.
Because where would they
They're
land?
gonna- they're
I don't
gonna
want them to
get-
go on like Spike or something. Because that'd be terrible.
Well, who in cable is in the market for wrestling? Like, that's really what it's going to come down
Yeah.
to. Who in the cable world is going, well, wrestling's hot right now, and these guys have the hottest thing trending, so how much is it worth it to us?
I guess they have to keep signing those guys because they would see that there's money in it. So not only is WWE indirectly promoting it, they're promoting themselves, not even being on TV yet, and they got all that white hot buzz to go about. So maybe the interest would get garnered.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I can't say really anybody, but that could change.
Well, the rumor I heard was
post-Mania
TBS TNT, which is where WWE.
And I thought they were going to go. I thought they were going to go Turner and just go straight up WCW.
What if they did something like Netflix?
See, that would be
that
really...
I still don't understand why they don't have.
There needs to be an exclusive episodic wrestling show on Netflix.
Because they're doing it with comedy stuff.
Too.
Yeah. Right. And they actually just said, Kenny just talked about the other day about getting involved with DDT and bringing that kind of style and awareness to that promotion to AEW.
And they've started partnering. They're starting to kind of build bonds and partnerships with certain promotions. And you also have some interesting stuff, too, because Kenny worked a deal where he has the option to go and work New Japan if he wants still. So you always have that, like, I would think they'll keep that door open.
Yeah, it would be no different than, if anything, it would be 3 brands in one house where it's New Japan, Ring of Honor, and AEW.
Yeah,
I don't see why they wouldn't, because that's the way that most of those guys have been.
You've got the CMLL tie-in there, too.
And once again, it reminds me of WCW when they used to do talent sharing with CMLL
because they
had all that and New Japan.
Where territories weren't necessarily in competition. They were all trying to eat, too.
And you know the cons want to put the Bullet Club on TV.
That's money because they've not been on American television in a big way.
You know that they want to put, and that opens the door to get like Los Ingobernables on TV. That opens the door to get a lot of talent on TV. So I can see them working out a deal where they get...
It's all going to come down to what network it lands on, I think. I feel like that's the biggest factor. If it's a big enough network,
I would love to see
a household cable network.
Yeah.
If they went on TNT...
if they get a better TV deal than what WWE has.
Right. Or one that gives them more flexibility.
Yeah.
Because now WWE is on USA and they're on Fox. So once that happens, you're kind of spread in 2 different directions, right? So then from there, you have to start going, okay, well, if this new brand pops into the market, and because you have Coke and Pepsi, and they're these 2 monoliths, and then you have this new guy shows up.
Shouts out to RC. Let's go.
Shall we call him Royal Crown?
So then let's say RC finds this funding, right? This way to market themselves where it draws everybody's attention.
This Jaguar-shaped bank of money to this pool. So a pool of money in Jacksonville of an unnamed source.
And they stay the course of we have this new model, and ours is going to look different than theirs. Like, if you're the WWE is spreading itself over 2 networks, and you're like, well, shit, they just have the one network that's going to put all the focus into this. I don't know. I mean, if it is TNT, oh my god,
I would love for it to be TNT.
That's how it becomes a game changer. I think.
Yeah, they would knock it out of the park if they got to deal with that. And not to mention, I'm sure that Tony Khan is smart enough to know that he's got to expand into digital.
Yeah, for sure.
Digital marketplaces as well. So I could see them maybe even doing something like a Netflix show or something like that.
Was Lucha on Netflix?
For a little bit.
Yes, but it was like a syndicated version of it. I want to see this as like a Netflix original. I want to see it produced by Netflix. And they could still have their deal with TNT as well for their show on that or whatever network it may be. But I think they got to get smart, get a digital deal in place.
The fact that we're talking about this and they haven't even had a show
shows
you this is exciting.
It's incredibly exciting because competition creates
cash. No,
controversy creates cash, but it creates creativity in the industry.
Right,
this is the kind of industry that needs that kind of creativity.
Every week we're in here talking about and now we're excited to talk again.
Yeah,
because,
and
again,
even WWE
that lack
is exciting me again.
They're not complacent anymore. They know they have to change it up.
Look what New Japan did.
New Japan lit them up too.
New Japan put their belt on Jay White. Mm-hmm. That's a ballsy move.
That's a very ballsy move.
Everyone forgets that they already did this with Balor when he was Devitt.
Yeah.
They did it with AJ Styles.
Yep. Yeah.
They took the long road to Kenny because those matches were so good.
Right.
And now they're doing it with Jay White. They find a way to And there's an argument to be made for, those loyalists that say, like, you can use the Japanese stars to do it. Absolutely. I'd never disagree. But you're taking that risk with a guy like Jay White who, like, the Bullet Club finds a way to keep reviving itself. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah.
And that's a credit to how Gato books New Japan.
Yeah.
That they find a way. They always find a way.
Everybody's like
sour.
Every other stable, you switch out the members, and it's just like...
Look at NWO.
Yeah.
That was a mess. Just a mess.
Bullet Club has been
Club's
efficiently every step of the way. They've gone through so many incarnations.
Yeah.
And
It's
members
impressive.
leave, people come in. It's really cool how
People
they do
thought when Balor and Anderson and Gallows and AJ and Nakamura and those guys left, it was like, oh, it's over. Nope, New Japan keeps finding a way.
They're like, we're going to run with Cody, the Bucks, Penny.
Bullet Club does well.
They got great programs going with LIJ. They
Los
got
Ingobernables
Suzuki
is
Gun
big.
back as well.
Suzuki-gun is back in the...
Right, yeah.
And that, personally, Suzuki-gun and LIJ is the two best fighting factions against one another.
Absolutely.
Who'd have thought we'd all care about Taguchi this much?
Right.
But lo and behold, he and Naito have bangers. Man.
We are absolutely in...
And nobody was talking about them 2-3 years ago.
No.
They were
Not
forgotten.
seriously.
You know Bullet Club, you know Chaos, but then like you
and you
forget
Minoru Suzuki.
Yeah,
because
and
he's a legend.
Yeah, and then that was it.
Yeah.
On the
But I remember coming into it, I'm like, where's the fourth one? I know there's another one. Like, and then here they are, they're like number 2 now. Really, because Chaos is almost...
They slid in there. Well, with Bullet Club, too, I think they have a different path. Because they use that to global market.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
so
for sure.
New Japan's front office can go, well, this is how we keep the American audiences watching our product.
We have the Bullet Club.
We have the Bullet Club still. But then you have LIJ and Suzuki-gun who can carry these cards. Like the tag matches.
Well, they're like
the singles.
LIJ. LIJ. Okay, so like if Bullet Club is every Westerner's introduction to New Japan, LIJ and Suzuki-gun, probably in that order, are the best gateways into really going down the rabbit hole. Because it's an easy jump to be a Bullet Club fan and be like, holy shit, LIJ is so fucking cool.
Yeah.
Ooh.
And then you just kind of like, it's the power of Naito, dude. It's the power of being tranquilo. We'd say we're going to do an episode.
I got chills.
We'd say we're going to do an episode in candles. We use the power of Tranquilo to bring it up. And
something else, too, that, like, and I say this because he's one of my favorite wrestlers on the planet, but you can't underestimate how Minoru Suzuki continues to be a presence while still putting guys over.
Yeah.
Like when he comes out with a fucking towel on his head and that mean face, but he'll still lose a match. But he'll tear everything apart. He beats up all the young lions on the outside. It's fun. We look forward to that. And now he has Zack Sabre Jr., who has turned into a fantastic heel.
Yeah.
And you've got.
I was concerned about that at first.
It was concerning, but I think he's learned a lot under him. I think and
that's a good
it all
person
works,
to learn
man.
under too.
It all works.
So now, do you think they also have that benefit of of people not getting tired of them because they're not on TV every week? They only do like big shows, and then there's a couple of house things that you'll see, but it's always their big events.
Yeah.
Do you think? Not AEW, like taking from that. Would you want to see AEW on TV every week or every other week?
I think American wrestling needs AEW on TV every week.
Okay.
Does that make sense? Like
a head-to-head competitor?
Yeah. I think WWE needs somebody that can get their heel.
So WWE's on TV essentially every day of the week.
Yeah.
Where would they fall in? If Raw's on Monday, SmackDown's on Tuesday, do they go head-to-head and do Monday,
Tuesday? Friday.
Oh, okay.
At the end of the year, when they go to Fox, and then AEW already trademarked Tuesday night. What is it?
Okay.
I can't remember what it's called. Tuesday Dynamite Tuesday night or something like that.
That sounds lame, but okay.
Dynamite Tuesday night. I'm almost positive that's what it's called.
So they got to be on TNT.
But it's a corny. Remember,
they're going to be on Tuesday as far as
that's corny as shit.
Their copyright that they bought.
So that's. I feel like American wrestling will need it because the WWE, the competition will be good.
Yeah.
But we can't also overlook that the independent scene is just
Also
just thriving. And you have streaming platforms, and these guys are fantastic on social media.
Yeah.
And it's a really good time for the art form. More than most art forms right now.
Yeah.
Wrestling is in a golden age. You can look at the Attitude Era as a golden age. This is it.
No, this is a golden
golden
age.
age.
Wrestling has never been better than it is right now. Even in WWE's own umbrella, they have a flavor for every palate.
Yeah.
You want cruiserweights? We got that show. You want UK wrestling? We got that show.
that.
And they mix it up with our really good US guys.
Yep.
NXT is like
It's hot. It's white
White
hot.
hot. NXT is my favorite brand
It's great.
For sure.
on the
Yep,
planet.
yep.
Like it's
I think
so
it's the best
good.
wrestling. Some of
And
the
then
best storytelling.
The storytelling is
Yeah.
like the booking is great.
Yeah,
I don't
well
NXT.
thought out and planned.
NXT to
Well,
me
even the whole-
satisfies my
sensible. It's
The whole
sensible.
thing with Alistair getting injured when he was when he just lost the belt, that ended up working out pretty good. Like
Yeah.
the way they told the story,
Kept him off
writing him
TV.
off, and then they had the whole Johnny and Ciampa thing still going on. I think they did a good job with that, which they don't have those issues as often as like Raw or
Yeah.
SmackDown.
Yeah.
But when something like that happens, they handle it very nicely. So
They put the WWE can get behind on things. They had their finger on the pulse of the British wrestling scene blowing up.
Yes.
That was smart.
Yeah.
Because they could see like, oh, there's a lot of potential.
Yeah, there's a
in these
lot
brands.
of
And
they got
Pete
all
Dunne,
the right guys.
all the right
Yeah,
guys. Pete
right.
Dunne has been wonderful.
Wait
for
till
that
you see
brand.
what they do with
And
Walter.
now with officially, he's fighting Walter for the belt.
he's gonna lose.
He's losing that belt.
As
which
soon
is
as,
good.
as soon as
It's
Walter
time.
debuted on NXT TV, I texted these two.
Oh
and
yeah,
said,
it was over.
said-
It's the next champ.
I said one like equals one prayer for Pete Dunne's chest.
I got goosebumps at the thought of
Well,
the
as soon as that match was over, and goddamn, was that match not good with Pete Dunne and,
that was fantastic.
Joe Coffey?
Oh my god, insane!
Wow, that was a good
Unbelievable.
match.
Pete Dunne is just
Pete Dunne is a next level talent.
huge.
Like every match,
He's
good.
huge.
When they did the Progress show at Wembley, him and Dragunov,
Mm-hmm.
it was one of those things where it's like, what you can't really tell much of a story. Those two still went in and tore the house
Tore
down.
the house down.
Because you
Absolutely.
had two great workers, but
Yeah.
now with Walter, like that changes
Pete
everything.
Dunne does that though. You put him on a card where you're like, oh, this could be a really cool match, but
Yeah,
well,
look at the War Games match.
look at the Takeover Chicago match with Tyler Bate where he won the title.
Awesome match.
Nobody,
Yeah.
but nobody. It was kind of thrown under the card.
One of the best matches of the year.
It was the best match of the card. And
We saw it live.
I saw it
Oh,
live,
so
yes.
good.
And also I don't know if you guys saw they did debut Piper. She's
She's now with
apparently she
NXT
showed up at
UK.
the NXT UK tapings this weekend.
Oh, good,
So-
good to see her. In
So
this.
getting all that pulled in is a good thing.
That's
I don't know,
good.
it's just a great time, man.
Wrestling
good
is in a
time
good
for it.
place right now.
Yeah.
I'm excited. As a
We're gonna get
wrestling fan,
women's main event at WrestleMania. It's fucking awesome.
I'm excited.
And it's hard to believe, like, I think most people feel like that is going to be the best match. Like, that's,
Yeah.
it makes sense to be the main
Yes.
event for that.
It's the one we all care the most about.
Exactly. Travis,
Communicating.
you want to do that thing you talked about? I mean, I think we could,
Yeah.
we can do that.
So let's wrap this up here.
We're going to do, this is the dark episode. It's going to be online. We're actually going to go live for the
Yeah, we'll
PowerBomb.
stream.
Oh,
We'll talk
okay.
about PowerBomb,
Okay.
and you
Yeah.
get live to the
So
masses.
we'll do
And
two episodes.
so now
Great.
we'll-
Let's do it.
Awesome. Thanks for watching the dark episode.
yeah, this has been. If you guys ever want to know what it's like to be behind the scenes at ASL,
This is what it is. Yeah, this is before
it's
the show, during the show,
after the show.
So, power was out for PowerBomb, so
But now
power
we're
is
powered up.
on.
So
So,
PowerBomb.
So PowerBomb is on. We're going to talk about it.
I'll see you on the other side. Internet.
So now we go to Mike's, right?
Yeah, now we go to
Yes.
Mike.
Okay.